Hello everyone and welcome to a new review, and today we are looking at Photoshop 2.0 by Tsai and the online magic store. And as you can see, again, I'm not in my usual setup. Probably the next few videos are going to be in this type of setup. I do have some old ones filmed that I'm maybe going to upload, but for the next few videos we're probably going to be in this setup because my filming room is still occupied for my online magic show, so I cannot film over there. But no matter that, let's roll the intro and get into the review. Perfect. So what is Photoshop 2.0? So Photoshop 2.0 is an evolution of Photoshop 1, which was an effect where essentially you take a picture with a kiss chocolate, you dump, and then you're able to dump out the kiss chocolate from the picture and show them the picture. That's essentially what Photoshop 1.0 is. And Photoshop 2.0 builds upon that, where you can take out or in a playing card or a coin or a Rubik's Cube from a picture that's going to be inside of their hands. And that is essentially Photoshop 2.0. I will have a performance of it right there so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. Now, where do you buy Photoshop 2.0 and how much does it cost? So you can buy this at almost any magic store, your local magic store, international magic stores. No matter where you want, you're going to find this, and it costs $25 US. Now, what do you get when you get your package? You get the online instructions, which are 55 to 1 hour long. I believe it's like 58 minutes long. One thing I can say about that is I think they are a little bit too long for what the product actually is. And, sometimes I do appreciate tips on performance and, being original and how to, do this to be the best effect it can be. But I think that in this case, a lot of the extra tips are kind of a little bit useless, and they're just talking about Tsai's life and how he became a magician, which I don't know why we're going through that. So the instructions were good, well shot, well mic'd, explained everything, but I did feel that there was some kind of too much fluff in those instructions, but that is not a major problem. Then you also get, of course, your two gimmicks, your Photoshop 1.0 and 2.0, and of course you also get a few extra cards that you can give away to the spectators with the coins, the cube, and the card. Now, let's talk about difficulty. So is this difficult to do? Absolutely not. Because you're going to be able to take this routine and shape it up to what you want it to be. So you're going to be able to take the routine and make it as easy or as hard as you want. But the main handling is quite easy. You just have to take the picture out of the frame and you are done. That is the difficulty of the effect. And as I said, depending on the routines, you can make it harder or easier. For example, how I'm going to use this is I'm going to use the picture of the coin. And I'm going to, at the beginning, tell someone, look, I have a picture of a coin. I'll take it out, place the picture in their hand, tell them to keep it in their hands. Then I'll take something like triad coins and produce two coins from thin air. And then for the third coin that I produce, I'll fake that it doesn't work. Then I'll take the picture from their hand and poof, pop up the coin from the picture that was in their hand and produce the three coin for something like split focus or triad coins or anything that uses a 3 of a kind for a 3 fly afterwards. So that's kind of the way I'm going to use it. So in my case, it is intermediate. Now let's move on into practicality. Now, is Photoshop 2.0 practical? Now, if you include this in your performance, first of all, you're not going to carry around both gimmicks. So you're not going to carry around both gimmicks. That is a start. So you're just going to carry around one. In my case, the coin. Now, for me, this is all I'd carry. So this is so thin and so small, it is easy to carry around. And if, let's say, you do have a big client that you want to impress and really make a lasting impression, you would carry out an extra empty blank picture with you. So essentially, this would be everything that you carry when going to perform. It is super easy to get, super practical, fits in your back pocket super easily, super easy to carry around. And even when performing, it's pretty much hands off. You essentially, like you saw in the performance, you take out the picture, you put this in your pocket, and that's it. It is practical. There's not much to do. And as I said, again, the practicality depends on your uses that you want to use this for. If you want to use this as a folded, card coming out, a signed card, then you're going to have to carry around a deck of cards with you and this as an extra. If you're just a coin worker, you're going to have to carry around your coins. If you want to use this to produce a cube and you don't do cube work, you're just going to have to carry around the pouch like this and an extra cube. So that's extra things you have to carry. So again, this really depends on what you want to do with it and how you want to perform it and the scope that you want to do with this. And that's kind of, what's going to determine the practicality of it. But the prop in itself, easy to carry around and quite practical. Now, where would you perform this? Again, as I do in many of my reviews, I always take into consideration that almost no one here has the access to, in live performances, to a stage with cameras shining down like Shin Lim and other major performers. So I do take that in mind. So this is not performable on stage, and I wouldn't even do this in parlor. So this is definitely for table hopping, restaurant work, street performing, casual performances, Instagram, social media, and Zoom. This would work really well on Zoom as well. So this is mostly for close-up kind of settings, and I wouldn't even go as far as parlor or stage. But yet again, maybe if you do adapt this to a bigger routine, then maybe you can put it in your parlor show, but not for stage. And yet again, we get in the same thing. This, I think that's going to be the main thing that I'm going to repeat, is that this is something that you buy if you have a use for it. If you don't have a use already in mind for it, I don't think this is something that you're going to ever perform. But we'll get to that in a moment. Now, that's for the performance. You do this close-up, casual, table hopping, restaurant, street performances, out at a bar when everything is back to normal, in kind of situations like that. Now, this video is kind of short because there's not much to say about this. It's quite a simple product. And now let's just get into the positive and negatives. So I'll give for this the negatives first. So the negatives are that the sleeve is not inspectable. So once you take the picture out, you have to ditch the sleeve. But if you do it well, of course, you shouldn't have any heat on this, because you take it out, you give them the picture, and you put the sleeve away. So the sleeve is not inspectable, and that is one thing you have to keep in mind. The sleeve is not inspectable. Other negative is that you only get 3 pictures. So let's say you don't ever think you're going to perform the Rubik's Cube one, such as myself, and you don't do much Rubik's Cube magic. One of the pictures you get is useless. Second of all, you get a blue card in your pack. So I don't perform with blue bicycle. Everything I perform is red bicycle. So again, the blue bike would be for special occasions where I'm actually going to perform with a blue deck. So the blue bike is not as good for me. Now, this picture, for some that are really, really perfectionists, this is a US quarter. It is not a $50 like magicians use in their tricks. No one is going to notice. I've performed this a few times on Zoom and to my family. No one has noticed that this, is not a $50, whatever. You just show them a coin and they don't care. But to the perfectionists out there, this is a quarter, not a $50. So if you want to produce a $50 and you're scared that anyone's going to notice a discrepancy, then maybe this is not for you. And getting the pack, you're essentially not going to perform any of the effects. There is an extra bonus pack for $15 that offers you a lot of different possibilities. But I feel that some of those should have been included, most notably the red bicycle. I think it should have been included in here and not have to pay $15 more just to get the color of bicycle card that you want. Because even the other things that are included in there, it's example, you get a fish. I don't think many people are going to want to produce a fish from this and carry around the fish to do this effect. You get, I believe in that, a billiard ball. Some people will not want to get a billiard ball to perform this. A lot of different things that may not be really useful. So the fact that in the main pack, they give you a blue one and not the choice between them could make for some people that don't use blue to have to buy a refill pack if they really wanted to use this. So the essential full project would cost $40 just to get a blue red bicycle back. Now again is nitpicking, but I do think that is worth mentioning as a negative because it is, still the main reason you buy this. Now, apart from that, in the negatives, there's probably one main other thing that I could say maybe is, you know, maybe a little bit of justification why you have this picture with you or something like that. But maybe that's just routining again. You'll have to figure that out on your own. Now let's talk about positives. What are the positives of this? It's the last picture in their hand is inspectable. The magic happens in their hand. You have two choices of gimmicks, which you prefer. You choose which one you like most to perform, which is a major bonus because you get to have the liberty of performing whichever you like. The pictures are good quality, the products are good quality, the instructions are good. It is a visual little piece. It's easy to carry around, easy to do. And again, just repeating myself, the main bonus is that it happens in the spectator's hands, and we all know that is the best type of magic. So as a verdict to close this out, what I would give Photoshop 2.0, I would give this a 7 on 10 generally, because I think that if you have routines in mind to do this, go ahead and buy it. If you don't have any routines in mind, the tutorial doesn't go over many, so it won't help you much in that regard. So this is really something that you buy if you do have routines in mind and use for it, not for hoping that it's going to spark your imagination into something, because as I showed you, you already know what you're getting. So if you're already not sparked on imagination, I don't think you're going to get much use out of this. But it is still a good product. It is well made. It is something enjoyable to have and to perform. So that's kind of my take. I feel 7 on 10 is a good evaluation. It is cheap as well. So maybe, if you have a small idea in mind, take it, test it out. It's not that expensive, and maybe, who knows, this will be part of your walk around act. Now, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and see everyone in the next video, probably on Friday. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.